Hey everybody, we are recording our second episode of GTM on the Go. We've got Jonny Butler, who's the head of marketing at OneUp Sales.
Probably you've got like 100 things you can potentially look into, and what you've got to do is prioritize. And I think it depends a little bit on what the situation you walk into is. In my circumstances, I came in here and we kind of don't have a huge amount of inbound. Firstly, how can we get every little bit of the kind of demand we already have and already capture? And that then comes down to like looking at our lead management processes. So really trying to understand your numbers as quickly as possible. It depends how your tech stack is set up, but really understanding your numbers and finding holes and gaps in that process where, the handover from one system to another to the sales team. And then the other really big focus for me is to really zero in on your positioning and messaging and make sure that you've got that right and you're saying the right things to your customers. If you're not getting your positioning and messaging right, it doesn't really matter how great your paid campaigns are, your organic social content is, or any of this stuff, because it's not going to resonate with the people you're targeting if you're not saying the right things. Firstly, aligning on that positioning, messaging, and making sure our headlines and the way we break down pages speaks exactly to the pain points our customers have. And those were gathered, as I said, from customer interviews, from reviewing demos. So actually speaking much more directly to our customer, which is going to make your website more sticky. And then actually just going through and putting way more detail on the page, going into a lot more depth about the benefits and features, building out case study pages, building out a lot more detail on our integrations, putting in place product tours that give people a much more interactive look at our product. So everything we could do to essentially answer as many questions as people have, buyers will have when they come to our website, whereas previously they were coming in just not really getting much information. At OneUp Sales, we have more of an SLG model. So our inbound is trying to drive people to book a demo with our sales team. The feedback I got time and time again from our customer success team and customers when the look and feel of the product was great. It was far superior to anything that they saw our competitors do, what they currently had with their solutions in their CRMs. But I kind of felt like we're not displaying that on our website tool. Taking a screenshot of the product just doesn't do it justice. We don't have that kind of motion to send people to a free trial. And obviously that's a completely different kind of go-to-market motion. So actually having an interactive product tool enables us to give people a really nice look and feel of the product. Our sales team have also had some positive feedback on their calls we've had prospects call out the fact that we have an interactive product tour on the website, and it's something that none of our competitors have. So it's actually quite rare and quite unique, and something that's really appreciated. A lot of startups I've worked with, you kind of have quite a distributed tech stack. A demo booking tool like Chili Piper or Calendly, that's then sending people to a marketing automation system that's then sending people to CRM. And even if one little thing in that process, like the lead qualification criteria, a demo booking tool like Chili Piper or Intercom is different to this, then you're going to see the odd lead just like drop off and get lost. So like going through that process and actually making sure all these criteria are actually working and everything's matched up and enabled us to like plug some gaps in our kind of system that we were losing some leads there. And the other thing is then reassessing actually like what the CTAs you have on your website are, what teams you're piping, and how are you splitting your leads, are you categorizing them? So that's another thing as well, I think. But it's just looking at that whole lead management process and kind of thinking, is this like the most optimal way of achieving what kind of our goals are in the market? We have a small team, we want to do a lot. So the way I kind of like to see it work is we have sort of these always on programs. So like they're ongoing, like we have this ongoing kind of organic content program where we're producing a lot of really great organic content that's going to kind of increase our presence. And then on top of that, what we're focusing on for 2024 is to have sort of one big, kind of big swing or big project we do each quarter to kind of layer something on top of that and see if we can kind of hit a home run and drive a bunch more pipeline that way. So things like, particularly on an ABM strategy, looking at potentially doing like dinners for our highest value clients and just in-person things, which doing something really personal on a one-to-one level is what can make you stand out. So finding ways to do that will be kind of a big thing. And yeah, possibly one of the things we'll do is something like in-person events, like small, intimate in-person events. And I've not done that for like a decade. So that's going to be really interesting.